Marathon training can seem overwhelming, but as a coach of over 20 years and a runner of a lot of them, some good, some not, I can tell you it can be frighteningly simple. No need to overcomplicate it, just focus on two simple things. And if you haven't been on this journey with me before, that's naughty, that's the first thing, but I've gone from 2:55 in my first marathon major, down to 2:53 via a 2:59 where I fell apart, then a 2:44, and Mary's gone from 3:35 to 3:23 a couple of times, to 3:13. But we have an aim. We're training towards Berlin, and that is incredibly exciting and terrifying at the same time, because our new goals, for my 5th star, I'm aiming for 2:39, and Mary's aiming for 3:08, which would represent a 5-minute PB for the both of us, and it'd be Mary's 4th star. And the exciting thing is, we're working with Say Sky towards this goal. So Say Sky, I'm really excited to say, have come on board to be the sponsor of this training series and the race videos. They're coming with us, and if you know anything about me, if you've seen the videos before, you'll have seen me probably wearing my favourite t-shirt that I own, which is Say Sky, which I wear because it is the most comfortable thing I own. So I'm really excited about wearing some of the Say Sky kit towards these races. So I'm going to explain marathon training as simply as I possibly can. It is always overcomplicated. I don't understand it. It really is. Genuinely stay in the game, be consistent, give every session a purpose, job's done, bosh, thank you very much, make it to the start line. It's that simple. There doesn't have to be a ton of frilly sessions. There doesn't have to be double lactate threshold days. There doesn't have to be even double days. There doesn't have to be big mileage, and there doesn't have to be stupidly long runs. You just don't need it. So to prove that point, I'm going to take you through our week, and I'm going to show you each session and what the purpose of the session is, so that you can just cut, paste for your training. And if that's not enough, we run marathon training groups, we have membership groups. You can come and join us and we'll happily help you even more. So we start the week on a Tuesday, and I'm not gonna lie, this was possibly a very bad example of a lactate threshold session because I fell apart, but I'll tell you the purpose of it. Typically within our marathon training, we'll do at least one session with the purpose of running faster and harder than our goal marathon pace. It's not always lactate threshold, sometimes it's a tempo session, and that's a little more controlled and slow, but it's always with the purpose of being above race pace. That way our mind and our body can adapt to that speed and mean that your marathon pace will also naturally get faster. You don't need to train at goal pace for the goal pace to improve. So we'll hold space every Tuesday for an interval style session, and right now it's lactate threshold, and right here it's about 38 degrees Celsius, so I'm not hopeful of an enjoyable session. So this session is probably the purest. It's like kilometre repeats. Everybody loves a kilometre repeat, and actually it benefits you all the way from 5k up to marathon, depending on the pace that you run the kilometres at and all that, but we love it. 10 of these bad boys though, 15 kilometres in total. Just done 2k warm up, 1 kilometre now at marathon pace, and then the kilometre repeat. .340, probably a little bit fast, but actually if I'm going to run 2:39 on the day, I'm going to have to be going about 3 minutes 40 a kilometre, which feels ridiculous, by the way. And here's the thing about running at these threshold paces. Do I expect to run these threshold paces in the marathon? Not at all. But what it will do by doing this is allow my body to run faster at a more comfortable heart rate below.
3 reps in. It is crazy humid. We're going to be humbled today. Gonna have to dial back the pace today and just go on feel.
So if you just ran marathon pace all of the time, you're not going to improve. You have to be slower, you have to be faster. Well, we've been truly humbled today. The heat is on another level. Heart rate, my heart rate is in zone 4, basically running way slower than marathon pace. Like whatever's happened, the stress of the day, everything, it's a day to be humbled, but that's okay. Not every day is a beauty, you know that. Not every training session is a beauty. Oh, this is what we call being brutally humbled in the hardest way possible. We're nowhere near even the end of the session. Body's falling apart,
Mary's coming in, trying to hold it together basically. But yeah, this is when sessions don't go to plan, and it's okay. It's tough. Well done, Mare. I think we're going to call it there, Mare. Yeah, I thought so.
So you can slice this one a couple of ways, right? We sliced it 2 different ways. Mary went and did a really slow, easy run. I went onto the elliptical trainer because I know my body probably can't cope with another run. So these runs are really half recovery, half conditioning. They're quite low cost, but they're great for building up strength in the connective tissue, just doing all the really good stuff behind the scenes that you need. And it's not a crazy session. It's very manageable.
Ben and I have split our training now at this point in the block, and the extra day on Wednesdays is added for me, and potentially a 6th day in the final block, because we feel like my body can absorb it. And now that I'm not working, I've got more time for recovery, more time to rest, and therefore I should be able to get in more mileage, and I think I'm ready for that at this stage in my running.
What are you at? Hang on.
I'm at 7.7k.
And how are you feeling?
Good, yeah, very hot, like I'm sweating a lot, but my heart rate's doing okay, so keeping it easy. And it's just like so awesome running around here, like you don't even think about what you're doing because there's so much to watch and appreciate. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's one of those runs that brings the joy. How beautiful is that? What a place to end the run. 10k done. I'm gonna walk back now to the hotel and make sure to stretch and recover. That's really important now that I'm increasing my mileage. Hoping to get up to 100k for a couple of weeks in the next block, which I've never done before. So uncharted territory, but I'm really, really excited about it. And this was an awesome way to spend a run. But right now I need to get back and shower.
So at this point in our training as well, on a Thursday, we tend to do some marathon-paced efforts. I would say, to be honest with you, this is more mind training than it is anything else. Can we run at that comfortably uncomfortable pace that you're probably going to need to be at in the second half of your marathon, and can we be okay with it? Can we train our mind? So we tend to do these on the treadmill because that's a harder place to mentally work anyway, and also you can control the pace. But you have to remember we're doing it on a treadmill in the middle of Southeast Asia, which is like running in an oven at all times anyway.
Mary's just dipped into her first marathon paced effort, but we are running in a place where there's no fan. There is AC, so it is cooler than outside, but honestly, I went straight up into tempo in that first effort. That's fine. We're all right. We're made of tough stuff.
Look at Mary getting stuck into her effort. So she's in the second 5 kilometers at goal marathon pace, but I'm telling you this, it is feeling very much above goal marathon pace in here because the air conditioning is not kind. I've finished mine, so that's me there. Yeah, see, that's a smile of dedication, I would say. Honestly though, I've got to admit, we found, mentally speaking, I found so much benefit in these sessions when we did this for the Chicago block, because nothing steals your mind as much as running in discomfort on a treadmill, probably in the heat as well, and we just felt like, you know, this is the mind training part. This is not necessarily the body training part. This is the mind. I know she's in a lot of discomfort and she's just cracking on. Sprinkle in another easy run on Saturday for a little bit of recovery, a little bit of conditioning, but low cost, although the cost was probably higher than we would have liked because of the heat. And that leaves you with the long run. The foundational run of a marathon training block, in my opinion. You need to get up to some serious miles that really train your body to cope with that distance, to cope with fueling at that level, to cope with whatever you throw at it so that it can adapt on the day. We practice everything here. We practice what we wear, we practice how often we fuel, we practice the technique that we run with, the shoes we wear, everything. Honestly, everything. It's like revision for an exam at this point, but there is no substitute. What time is it, Mary?
5:02.
5:02. It won't be light yet.
There we go, the sun's rising now. Loud motorbike going past. We're on 27 kilometers of our long run today. How hot is it, Mary?
So hot.
It is so hot. We say this in every video, so I think it's lost its meaning, but honestly, whoa, the humidity is really high. And we're only 4K in. This is basically where we got to in Sunday's video, near the bridge, but not over it today. We're going over it, but it's high, so it looks like we're going to be going up quite steeply, quite quickly. We've got to get up there from here. What? That's so high. Thoughts? No. No. Up this hill. Well, we're on the bridge, and amazing views, look at that. But the pedestrian lane has got motorbikes coming down it. This is the pedestrian lane.
Here's the thing about the long run. In marathon training, you can get away with not doing any faster running. I have, it's all good. You don't have to train at goal marathon pace. It's not going to make or break the race. Your easy runs don't need to be really long. All of these are nice to haves, not must haves.
That's amazing. There's people in the bay behind us just swimming in Halong Bay. Limestone cliffs, we're at 12K, but I will admit we're struggling. Needing that second wind, like it's punishingly hot for a long run.
Yeah.
We've got to go though, because as soon as that sun comes out, there's no shade.
Yeah, I'm just hoping some breeze comes because it's
Still.
tough going.
But the long run, it's a must-have. Your body needs to feel that fatigue. It needs to practice taking fuel on at longer distances. It needs to come up with tips and tricks and ways to get you through. It needs to know. I'd say 20 miles, which is 32 kilometers, is great. Or for slower runners, 3 hours is a must. However you look at the training, this is a cornerstone for sure. The more you sweat in practice, the less you bleed in battle. And with a severe heat warning in place and a real feel of over 40 degrees Celsius, boy, did we sweat in practice.
We've resorted to walking because this is such a steep bit to get back up the bridge, up to the top. Look, it's not there. There shall be no running here. Okay, let's get to the shade over here. We are now playing a game with ourselves where we can run a kilometre and then we can walk into the shade. It is that hot. We are struggling so bad. 2 kilometres left though. Mary, no walkie-talkie. Hey, we bargained ourselves down to 800 metre rep.
200 walk.
200 walk, 800 rep, but not an actual rep, not like on the track. Yeah, let's go, let's finish it off.
Okay.
Done?
There were times when I doubted that was going to get done.
Yeah, me too. Lots of bargaining took place. Oh yes.
And that's it really. 4 runs, 4 different purposes, absolutely plenty to get you ready for a marathon. I'm not joking, you don't need more. Are we going to add more? Yeah, we will, but we've been through this cycle. I've trained for a marathon on 3 runs before. We've been through this cycle enough times to know what our body is capable of handling, so we are going to add in, Mary's going to go 5 days, we're going to add a couple of runs in the morning on a Tuesday and a Thursday just to get the volume up in a safe way. So we're adding some more runs in, but we know what our bodies can do. Would we be happy training for a marathon on 4 runs per week? 100%. Done it so many times, had some great results. Chicago particularly, massive PBs off of 4 runs a week. So we wouldn't be afraid of it, but we're always trying to nudge and nerdle and tinker our training just to get even more out of ourselves. And that's why we're doing this. Purpose, consistency, simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it. Obviously, the training is key to get you to the start line, but if you want to bring out the best performance on the day, you need to make sure that you nail your fueling. And this video here is where I run a marathon and talk to you about how to fuel. And I think it will definitely add value. And also, here's a free marathon training plan video too, in case you need one. So if that's helped, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time.